Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Good morning, I'm Brian Winnekins. As we continue on this Wednesday morning of our spotlight on the Gilbertson family, they are the host of the Dunn County Dairy Brunch this Saturday from 9 to 1 just outside of Elk Mound. And we continue our conversation with Brandon this morning, talking a little bit about the milk and how the farm protects the milk. And we really have to start right at the very beginning, and that's when that cow comes in to be milked by the robot. Now, Kevin, you had to train the cows here to actually use this. How hard was that, or is that, to do?
So when we started up the robots, we did what they call feed only. So we trained the cows that there was feed in the robot before we told them that there was milk. So when we started the robots, it actually went fairly easy because they knew how to go in there. And when we train a new heifer, they know the one ways because we have that set up in the pen, and so they're somewhat trained. But you just got to kind of keep them calm, kind of cinch up the stall a little bit. We got a little bit of a stopper. We can kind of give them a little bit of a squeeze. Genuinely now, being that we've been in it for a year and milking the immediate fresh cow in that robot, we can get them trained and comfortable in there by the second day, and by about 4 or 5 days, they're fairly comfortable on their own. So
with the cow comes in now, it's a robot. Now I'm used to having the milk where you had to wash the teats and all. How does the robot then do that? Because that's kind of step one of keeping the milk safe.
Yeah. So when the cow gets in there, she gets identified, and then she gets. The DeLaval robot has a individual teat cleaning cup that picks it up and goes to each teat and swirls it around with some warm water and cleaning solution. And when that's done, it will take each individual teat cup and then milk all of the quarters in real time individually.
That identification, do you have to also train the robot? Because again, I'm putting them on by hand, but the robots, how does it know from cow 1 to cow 3? Because every cow's a little bit different.
You're right. It's a camera, a real-time camera in there. It used to be lasers. It takes kind of the drunkenness out of it, having a camera instead of lasers. And so it's kind of just, it's like you taking it and grabbing it. It's maybe a little bit hard to watch if you got a cow with some teats that are a little bit closer, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to attach no problem. And even if it misses one cup or it kicks it off too early, the robot knows to go back and grab that teat cup and put it back on.
Talking with Brandon Gilbertson, him and his dad and the entire Gilbertson family own Gilbertson Farms, the host of the Dunn County Dairy Brunch this Saturday. So from the robot milks the cow. Okay, so where does that milk go? And you have to cool it down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so we have plate coolers, and it runs like a radiator in a car. The cold water and the milk exchange temperatures. And then it goes into a bulk tank. We got 2 bulk tanks, and the milkman comes every day. But yeah.
So when he comes, does he have to do anything to the milk before he can put it on his truck?
Yeah. So he measures how much you got in the tank, and then he does his own test prior to loading the milk on the tank, and then it gets tested at the creamery as well.
How important is it for cleanliness? I mean, again, okay, does the robot clean the milking area, or how do you do that? Because I'm thinking of when that was one of the chores once you were done. So now we got to clean all this stuff up. You had to actually clean before and after.
Yeah. So in the actual robot room itself, if you put in robots, you're gonna have a love affair with a hose, a garden hose. You walk in a room, you're always spraying it. So that is one of the chore routines. You're always hosing down the either floor in the robot room or the floor on the robot deck itself. And that genuinely, it's just the cleanliness that nothing's going to get sucked up if a teacup comes off or something like that.
And because of the cows coming in when they want, you're really kind of milking 24/7 almost?
Pretty close. It shuts down twice a day, 30 minutes at a time to wash. So we're milking, in theory, 23 hours out of the 24.
So is that wash, is that with the hose, or is that a special wash?
That's an actual, acid and detergent wash. Both barns wash separately, but yes.
And that milk, then you have it picked up every single day?
Yes, we have two bulk tanks, and we actually have it on float. So when one bulk tank gets full, it switches to the other one. But the milkman does come every day.
And those bulk tanks, they're refrigerated, I would assume.
Yep.
Wow. So again, some of the things they do with the milk here at the Gilbertson farm. And coming up tomorrow, we're going to talk with Kevin again, and we're going to talk a little bit about how they feed all the cows. Well, that means they have a lot of land, and they have to protect that soil and the water too. And we're going to talk with Kevin a little bit about that here coming up tomorrow morning as we highlight the Gilbertson family. They are the hosts for this Saturday's Dunn County Dairy Brunch from 9 until 1. Thank you to Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. I'm Brian Winnikins on WRDN.